You know, it's like I have a little Briggs and Stratton motor in there going.
One of the most topical themes of New Year's is, of course, thinking about the end of the world. Hopefully that's not coming anytime soon. So in today's episode, we're going to see what extreme lengths one man goes to in order to survive the end of the world.
I'm preparing for an electromagnetic pulse that will disable the transportation system of the United States.
That is actually terrifying. If something like that hits us as a society, it is going to be a lot worse than just the US transportation system. Something of that magnitude, that would set everything back, and I believe as a society, we might be perpetually fucked for at least 10 years. I would like to think that, you know, because we're smarter than that, that we could bounce back sooner than that. But just knowing how we are nowadays, I genuinely think it would take at least 10 years to get back to normal, or what we perceive as normal. If something like that was to just totally destroy essentially like the world's power.
Millisecond. Your television would go off, the car would stall, all your lights would go out. It would be like somebody instantly flipped a switch on the world.
See, exactly. Imagine something like that happening. Boom, a flip is switched and all of us are back in the damn Stone Ages with the Flintstones. So something that they're gonna talk about next that I'm gonna kind of skip over just to prevent some copyright issues. The Carrington event of 1859. It's the largest recorded solar flare event in history. It took all of our telegraphing systems out pretty much worldwide. If you don't know what that is, you should definitely look it up. That's definitely something that's worth your time. And again, if something like that were to happen again today, we would be screwed.
In some places it was so powerful it actually started fires and burnt the wires in two. Could you even imagine what it would do today with all the wires that are strung all over the place?
Something like that would actually be the most devastating issue with rebuilding everything, because it's not like everything just hits and then, you know, tomorrow you just hit the reset button on everything. That's why everything can't simply just go back to normal. Something like that is just going to actually physically destroy everything.
Yeah, this is where one of those EMP events would come from. This is live right now. The last few days, it's putting out a lot of flares, but right now we're getting a lot of electrical interference.
Bro, that is actually crazy. I can't believe he's actually like in that room every day looking at that shit. Cause it's like, bro, don't you think like we have all those systems like that in place so that we can, you know, as a society be notified that something like that is gonna go down? I mean, if it happens, we are still gonna be screwed, like if it's a big one. But the thing is, it's not very likely that a big one like that is coming anytime soon. And who knows, in 30 years time, we could damn near be immune to anything. The human race is crazy. I mean, obviously, I'm no scientist. I don't know jack about any of this, but I do know that the human race is crazy and that we can do pretty much anything. I genuinely believe that by the time something like this rolls around again, we are going to have plenty of preventative measures in place.
If one of those pops out at Earth, that's when things go bad. Some people think I'm obsessed about prepping, but you know, I hope they're right. I hope I am crazy. I hope nothing happens. You know, that would be the greatest thing in the world.
That's really scary when people talk like that. When those old kooks talk like, oh yeah, I hope you're right. I hope I am insane. You know, I hope none of that's gonna happen, but I think it will. I think it will. And it's like, bro, no, stop it. Stop making me feel like it's gonna happen. Stop making me feel like that. It's not cool.
Don't I look cool? A fat Tom Cruise.
Bro, word, man. Fat Tom Cruise gang.
The trucking industry is what this country lives on. There's not one thing that you don't touch, see, hear, and eat that does not come on a truck.
All right, so hear me out. I know that having the trucking industry out of whack would also completely fuck things. I feel like he's missing some of the broad strokes of like why we would be perpetually fucked. It wouldn't be just because of the trucks.
I have enough food and dry grains for 1 year for 7 people. Now, this isn't nothing that you're gonna love to eat. It's basically cornbread with beans.
Oh, bro, what? No, cornbread and beans, I'ma die.
Put these hand warmers in there. They're the same thing as oxygen absorbers. 20 years, 30 years, that's good. I'll be pushing up daisies before that goes bad.
Well, yeah, but that's mostly because you got cornbread and beans on the menu, brother. That is not life-sustaining.
I'm in a bug out location. We can produce more food than we can eat here. So technically, I have an unlimited supply. So while all of y'all in New York are eating romaine noodles, around here we're gonna be eating a lot of ribeye steak and T-bones.
All right, cool. So he's definitely got more than cornbread and beans on the menu. That's great, but I just wonder how that all like really works out. I mean, this is just me being super unknowledgeable on the subject, but I'm just like, hey man, how are you actually gonna like keep any kind of fresh food basically, you know? Because if you're going to be eating T-bone and steak, I'd be interested in your preservation methods if everything's been EMP'd. I mean, obviously, I know there are traditional methods of keeping meat and things like that. I just want to know what his are.
Approximately 3 days after an electromagnetic pulse, the panic would have done already hit, and most everybody would have cleaned out the grocery stores. Within 3 weeks, you're going to have the first rioting. Because people, when they get hungry, they're gonna try to take other people's food away from them.
See, I don't know what that's based on, if you read it in a book or seen it somewhere online in a study, but honestly, I think there would be riots on the first day. I genuinely think that we're that insane. I think that we would go apeshit on the first day.
I've got several extra rolls of barbed wire. Then you have these yappy little dogs. If the person has gone through all the trouble to get through the barbed wire and try to take on the dogs, finally, the last line of defense is this.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely thought he was gonna say, and the last line of defense is me. But I mean, that's basically what he said. He just pulled out a big gun, you know, and it was like, it's this. So he might as well have said that. I for real thought this man might actually be on his game, but like barbed wire, a few little dogs that might be full grown by then, and then that one gun, I don't think that's really gonna be enough if you got like 20 people trying to scavenge your home when it's just you and a few dogs.
All right, all you YouTubers.
He regularly preaches the prepping gospel to a large online audience.
So we're gonna pour that into the ceramic filter.
He covers everything from water filtration
Dirty water has turned into clean water.
to homemade antibiotics.
So what I'm gonna do is show you how to make your own antibiotics. Thank you very much.
Hold up, homeboy can actually make his own antibiotics? That shit looks super dangerous, but I'm not gonna lie, that actually is a super cool skill. And I still, if that man is that smart, I genuinely don't understand why he thinks that the trucker part of the whole thing is the most important thing. I guess because he used to be a trucker. I guess that's really it. It just stems from that. But I'm like, man, this guy is actually super smart. He actually could survive the apocalypse on his own, I think.
Communication is survival for David, and he has no intention of giving it up for an apocalypse.
I mean, if you don't know where the help is, what good is it gonna be? You have to have information to know where it is.
Man, if stuff really starts going down like that, I really hope this man doesn't just start giving his location to everyone in the tri-state area, bro. He's one guy, man. He's one guy with some little yappers. I fear for the man, you know?
Whiskey Charlie 2 Victor, be back in a few. It's kind of neat to be able to talk to somebody not using any of the infrastructure. It's something I can give back to the community, you know? It's like I have a little Briggs & Stratton motor in there going.
All right, I think this is all I can handle of this guy. Happy New Year's, everybody. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. This show in particular is a lot to take in because these people are just crazy. I really do want to take a special moment here and thank 150 of you for being subscribed to me. You guys are cool. You guys are the original 150, and there's definitely something to be said about that. So, thank you. We'll see you guys later.